Paramashivam. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivam. Om Nityananda.
Jnanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandhatitum Gaganasakrisham Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahidham Tatgurum Tam Namami. Yanadam. Welcome to all the viewers who are joining us from all over the world today for this very special Navratri celebration with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, manifesting Devi Parashakti for each and every one of us. And as we are getting into the day's celebrations, we will be having the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, manifesting Devi Parashakti, and we'll also be enjoying all the festivities in this temple, the temple rituals. So do stay tuned for that. We will be experiencing and witnessing all of those festivities very shortly. So now let us enter into the program and understand who is Devi Parashakti and how we relate to Devi. So this may be what you think as your first time in the presence of a divine cosmic being, but this is not the first time this energy has graced the planet Earth. If you are watching this now, it is not a coincidence. This is a cosmic intervention in your life to make you manifest what you want. So how is this possible? How has this worked before? Experience these answers through powerful cognitions as reference from the ancient texts of Hinduism, revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So let us understand who is Devi Parashakti, the divine cosmic mother, as we celebrate the 9 days of Navaratri and celebrate Devi Parashakti herself, happening of Devi and the destruction of evil. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, the cosmic mother. She is the source Shakti. It is her cosmic womb, Brahmanda Yoni, from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the main deity of the sacred feminine and the divine consort of Bhagavan Paramashivam, who is the primordial divinity of Hinduism. In the words of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself about the relationship with the mother, first and foremost relationship is mother. The ability to learn, even the idea to relate, starts with the mother. how to relate starts with mother. Understand your idea to relate. Your ability to relate starts with the mother. Mother is two important ways to connect with what you think as life. In the Vedic tradition, our rishis were aware your ability to connect with the mother should be directed towards the cosmos. It should inspire, it should awaken your higher consciousness. It should inspire your higher consciousness expressed through you. It should awaken your higher consciousness, connecting with life as mother is the most sweetest, most beautiful, most easiest form to ever connect. And today, out of his extreme compassion and love, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti herself and gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, and delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivam itself. So what is the Bhava-Samadhi Darshan? Sama is oneness, and Adi means source. So Samadhi means one with the source, and Bhava means attitude or aspect. So Bhava-Samadhi means being one with the source through this aspect. And darshan means to have a glimpse of. In the Vedic tradition, it is used to describe the moment you behold a deity, an avatar, a saint, or an enlightened being as just seeing such a being, cleanse the karmas of lifetime, and create a deep, lasting transformation in the receiver. Darshan is the powerful, superconscious vibration that is present around an avatar at all times. He simply radiates darshan just as the sun continuously radiates light. The auspicious moment when the receiver is able to catch it becomes the moment of darshan for you, raising you to the next level of superconscious virtue, like hitting the reset button on your very being. Let us understand the science behind the Bhava-Samadhi darshan. The first thing you need to know is the divine cosmic beings are real. They manifest from Kailasa, the enlightened time-space zone, through deities and incarnations. And divine cosmic beings manifest through the Achavataras, the deities in temples, and through the Bhava-Samadhi darshans in the Nijavataras, the incarnations. And Bhava-Samadhi darshan is the science of the Nijavatara manifesting Paramashiva, the consciousness. It is where formless, the being of Paramashiva, expresses through the Divya Sharira, the light body, and manifests as the Nijavatara, the physical form, the embodied form for us to experience Paramashiva. So, for example, Devi Parashakti expresses through the being of Rajarajeshwari and manifests as the Nijavatara, the physical form of Devi Meenakshi. The Achavatara, the deity, reflects the consciousness and manifestation of the superconscious energy. But human beings are not yet mature enough to receive the higher level experiences from the Achavatara directly. So the avatar, the physical embodied form, comes down to bridge the gap and create the experience of superconscious energy in all of us. And the Bhava-Samadhi darshan awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in every human being. This influx of superconscious energy visibly slows down the aging process and improves immunity to disease. And during the darshan, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energy that heals, empowers, and transforms our lives. During the Bhava-Samadhi darshan, our neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. That is, the entire body can silently and without moving receive what is happening elsewhere through a process of direct observation, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. The Akashic readings are not predictions, they are readings from the cosmic archive. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen in the dimension of time, starts the past, present, and future. And because Akashic records are stored in the Akasha, the space dimension, there is no past, present, and future. That is why what you call as happened, happening, yet to happen, are clearly already recorded. So now, with this, let us enter into the demonstration of the extraordinary powers, the extraordinary Shakti by the initiated disciples, the Nityananda Guru Kulbal and the Nityananda Yogis. Let us now enter into this demonstration of these extraordinary powers and understand first what are Shakti and how we too can manifest these extraordinary Shakti.
Nityananda everyone, I welcome all of you to love and respect to the second segment of the Akashic, where you witness the Darsans and the yogis, who are the initial disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, will be demonstrating to all of you the powers of the light and sharing with all the experiences and results of the external manifestation of divine powers, awakening all of us through the power of nature or in today's day, Parashakti, all of you will be receiving the initiations of the awakening. Various are the powers of blessings and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Will be manifesting through the external powers, which is the power of third eye reading, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded, and second is the power of scanning the thought. Yes. So, what are Shaktis? In the Vedas and Agamas, the scriptures of our Hinduism, Parmashivam reveals in an elaborate manner that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 460 plus external Shakti, divine powers. So, manifesting these external powers are described as a system or method, assigned for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shakti is manifest in the fundamental cognition. You are divine and need to reach Allah, and you need to manifest divine. Rather not to be cognition that you are a man and need to reach divine. So, what is the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis? Shaktis expresses from space and enlightenment. As a side effect, you'll have a high free connection established with people. And second, Shaktis are source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are the powers in life of the tapas or parents or enlightenment. Shaktis are the path of enlightenment. Shaktis of Paramashivam manifest in all of us through a knowledge of a being in a external way right after initiation from the avatar. Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and they directly from enlightenment. So, who is the source of all these Shaktis? This Paramashivam, who is a primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-fulfilling, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading and changing in time, space, form, and causality. As a fundamental base of Abhyakta, the manifest and Abhyakta manifest existence, it performs a Panchakritya, the five cosmic acts of Shrishti, Vision, Siddhi, rulership, and influence, Samhara, regeneration, Durabhava, political delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all living entities in the multiverse. So, the avatar of Parmashivam was none other than the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, this Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Paramashivam, is a 1,000-year living incarnation and representative of Paramashivam, the revival of Kailasa, which is the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, which is a grace cosmic body civilization. So, ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Dharma has been the basis for the enlightened beings in higher advancements. It was first scientific enlightenment in the powers of peace was lived and taught for as a lifestyle for each and every one of us. The first time in the modern day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving his yogic powers and transmitting the world at a record-breaking, never accomplished anything. So these sciences will pass on from one generation to the other just through the power of administration, which is done by the enlightened. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized now at a very young age, was taught and trained into these sciences so that he can derive these initiations and knowledge from the repositories of for billions to manifest the powers of power manifestation from the discipline of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, Science of Aushna, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Parashakti, and ultimately Parashakti. So, how they awaken these divine powers and this is easy. So every ultimate truth, which is jnana, mapped into your consciousness, which is prajna, manifests as power and possibility of every day, which is prajna. So let's now watch a short video on
Diksha
what
is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi diksha vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham.
and so science of power manifestation is authenticated through 4 levels of aspects or of evidences of Pramanas in Hinduism. So first, the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. And second is the Artha Pramana, Vedic rishis who are the Vedic scientists who time tested and verified this science. And third is the Atma Pramana, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's personal experience of the power manifestation science. And last, the Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study beside the experimentation, which is done on the science of power manifestation. So what exactly are the Vedas and Agamas? Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for it. Vedas are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained, whereas Agamas are truths where the applied technology, the applied science is explained. Vedas and Agamas are given the status of Shruti as the directly revealed by Parashakti that the ultimate eternally unchanged. So a reference taken from these source scriptures is called Shastra Pramana. So let us get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of the planet, reading done by Bal Sindhu. So today you'll be witnessing 2 of the historic powers, which is one, power of the right seeing rifle, and second, power of body scan. So the Shastra Pramana with power of body scan, for the power of polarity, comes from the Vidya Tantra, Sutra 34. Kapalantar manonasa सुष्टन्मीलितलोचनः रमेण मनसो धार्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the ground center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Laksham, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashivam. And second is the Apta Pramana, where this Apta Pramana is taken from the next chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Verse 8, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna says to Arjuna, Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva sa chakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogameshwaram. The translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. So in the Purana Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna teaches Arjuna the power of third eye. Behold, Shri Krishna's instrumentation. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which contains a complete detailed description of Bhagavan Shri Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Shri Krishna through the power of God.
Inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything, everything, everything. Just became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
and last is a practical Pramana scientific study done on basically study observation done on science of manifestation. So the study measures compare the method cell of the brain in conscious meditative and meditative state using the cause and emission. So you can see that this is a photo of Swamiji doing the test. So and the results were Swamiji was doing the activities, high activities pushing the brain, but the is located. And when Swamiji is meditative Samadhi, only 30 regions active and alive, and almost 90% of the brain is at rest and so this is now witness a live demonstration of this rare secret science of the third eye being available to all of us just through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We'll be demonstrating this of third eye reading, which is done by Balsas after the short video. Right, Master? And yes, I'm back with the balancing of 12 level 13 pieces. My name is Ma. And today I will be helping Mavarja to demonstrate this power of third eye. And before that, Mavarja will give a small explanation on what exactly we are going to be doing with this power. Okay, so along with this, we have a medically tested diagram. So you can see the front, there's a black color of picture. And if you see the back, there's two holes, basically there's two sockets. So once your iris goes in, it goes and gets set and gets locked up in this hole. And there's nice big sponge which cover all sides of the eye. And there's not letting any sort of light pass through. So this eye band is basically designed for people suffering from disease of insomnia, as they can't sleep with the lights on. So they designed in a way where 100% light cannot pass through. So that's now vision we can. So I'll be placing this exact eye band on our villager. All of you can see. Is it okay? I request you to adjust that. I request this track to go. To maintain the authenticity of the power, Margarita will not be touching the eye bands, and instead she'll be telling me if there is any adjustment that needs to be done. Are you looking at the start this? Diamond sleeves. The strap on the wings. You can put it in use so it comes forward. The kind strap. The kind diamond. Yes. So now we'll be requesting YouTube comments to be protected. So before that, this as our engine operator will be showing us YouTube comments. Margarita will be showing all the directions, so you know that there is no light that's entering. There's no other possible way in which you can be reading. Margarita, I request you to turn left, turn right, turn up, and down. You may rotate your head so you know there's no other possible way of seeing. Okay. Now we have YouTube comments be protected. We request all the viewers to go ahead and post your comment now, and Margarita will be demonstrating this power live to all of you as she'll be reading with line. Okay. So I can already see the few comments in the YouTube channel. And the latest comment which is posted by in the YouTube channel is by Ma Payotri, which does posted. Then I have the body scanning healing piece now and namaste. Sure, Ma, in the next segment, we'll be having for a body scanning and we will do it definitely. And before that, Ashish Rana is posted all the time. And before that, comment Ma Eva Anderson is posted. Aham Brahmas. And before the Ma Payotri, which does posted. One, please bless me and heal me and namaste. So I took less than a few seconds to be able to read all the comments that are there on the screen. We request more of you to go ahead and post your comment in the YouTube live while Margarita shares how exactly she manages this process. Okay, so it is just the surrender and trust which you have with Swamiji. If you completely 100% be surrender to him, and if you have a 100% trust on Swamiji that whatever Swamiji shows it is right and it's just the oneness which you have with Swamiji. It's just the trust and surrender which you have. Like then and there surrendering to him and trusting him 100% is what makes it manifest all the purposes. Such a beautiful sharing. So, are there any more comments? Or is there anything else that you'd like to describe on screen? Yes, so I actually want like currently the screen on which I'm seeing it's set in a dark mode, and below the comment, the latest comment, like YouTube, like when you newly enter YouTube, like maybe after some time, like whenever you enter YouTube, especially when you're going to joining a live page or commenting something live, like this welcome, like YouTube sends a welcome message, like welcome to live chat and a exclamation mark. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by your community guidance stuff, and want to learn more about it. It's like it's setting green color. So we see Maurita was able to even describe the colors, the way in which it's written, it is literally like she was able to see with both her eyes, like she picture perfect described everything that's there on screen. And with that, I'll be removing the iPad. I'm showing that the iPad has remained the same throughout the entire demonstration. And this. So with this, we'll be moving ahead to the next power, which is the power of body scanning. Right after a short break. So in this power of body scanning, the initial disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will be scanning and reviewing all of the illnesses, diseases, medically diverse issues, and provide you the solutions through their awakened knowledge. So Shastra Pramana for the power of body scanning, which comes from Vijnana Tantra, Sutra 54. स्वदेहे जगतो वापि सूक्ष्मसूक्ष्मतराणि च तत्त्वानि यानि निलयं ध्यात्वान्ते व्यज्यते पराम्. Translation goes, cognizance deeply from the subtly constituted principle of the whole bodies of the heart or of the whole universe simultaneously consists of the essential reality, then absorbed in source cause Paramashivam. But the experience of such restful awareness one becomes complete from all thoughts and the ultimate universal divine power Paradevi Adi Shakti is revealed and supreme power manifestation happens. Next is the Apta Pramana, where this Apta Pramana is taken from the life of a Siddha named Teriyar, who was one of the prominent disciples of sage Agastya. One day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for treatment. He uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause. He reveals that a small tip of hair or type of frog, which is sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs Terry and his disciple to perform an open surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of illness, and thus the disciple gained the name Terry. And next is the Abda Pramana, how Swami used the power of body scanning. From which Shaz's own words that only when I had multiple compound hand fracture, I was supposed to go for surgery and therefore medical checkup to that. At the time, they take heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poison. Through the power of body scanning, I found out what problems and balances happened and where the balance has to be. I use allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. The last is the Sakshi Pramana, where various disciples across the globe have experienced these initiations through the initiations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can see a few of the comments over here. And we've been now witnessing a live demonstration of the power of body scanning done by the Balsas of Nityana's Gurus and the Nityan yogis who are initial disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, right after the show. And yes, I'm back with the Nityan yogis. And you can see the Mahavijisha is again back again. And yes, you can introduce yourself. Nityananda, my name is Parashakti. And so today both of them will be demonstrating all of us about the body scanning. And now request you to comments with projected. And so Utpal Thakkar as request Nityananda Ma, can you please scan me and my father, Ullas Thakkar? I have his concern. Yes, Ayah. So Mahavijisha will be doing the body scanning for you and your father. Yeah. And Payatra Vachda Ayah's request, can I have the body scanning healing now? Yes, Ma Parva will be doing for you, Ayah. Yes. And meanwhile, those of the YouTube viewers who's watching us live right now, if you like to have a body scan, if you want if you want third to fall in your body and make you aware of the problems and illnesses which are not aware of, comment below on the YouTube channel and right away the Nityan yogis will be doing the body scan. Nityananda, this is for Piotr Vajkaya. Nityananda Maya, Paramashiva has revealed through the third eye that your stomach has been inflamed because of all the spicy food that you've been eating along with chemical food. Right? So all the flora and fauna in your digestive tract as well as your stomach has been inflamed. So the solution that Paramashiva has revealed is continuously having neem water cleanse your stomach, your intestines, and your esophagus completely. So you have to be on a, I would not say diet, but what Paramashiva revealed was a complete neem juice fast. So you can have neem juice leaves crushed in your food. You can have neem juice drinks, but neem juice should be in your system at all times. That is what will heal your digestive tract as well as your stomach. And that will also bring back the flora and fauna necessary to digest the food that you're eating on a regular basis. And please completely avoid spicy food and hot food that brings heat to your body. This is what Paramashiva revealed here. It was to get back and get back in the comment section whether what Ma Paramapriya has scanned was absolutely accurate. And this is for Utpal Thakkar Ayah, Nityananda Maya. When I did this scan, Paramashiva revealed that there's a lot of strain in the eye, neck, and the calf region. And Paramashiva revealed that there's a lot of stress that you've been taking in lately, and that is causing problems. And an early receding hairline is something that is in the future if the levels of stress is not going on, because as you stress, Paramashiva revealed that there's too much heat that is getting formed in the head region. So Paramashiva revealed a solution for you, and he said that you should start applying castor oil on your forehead, your neck, and your calf region. Calf, I'm seeing that it's because of bad posture, and that has to be rectified only with Nityananda yoga or any yoga or physical activity that you have to do. You have to make sure that his spine is in complete erect position. And for your father, Paramashiva revealed there's a lot of congestion that is happening in the chest region, and that solution was to consume pepper in milk every night before sleeping, as well as to get eucalyptus oil and apply it on the chest. Wonderful scanning. And yes, so Piotr Vajda Ayah has come back saying it is completely correct, and thank you very much. And namaskar. Thank you for getting back. And I request Utpal Thakkar Ayah also to get back on the comment section regarding what Mahavijisha has scanned was absolutely correct for you and your father Ayah. And so At the end of this program, it's not that you're just going to witness all of us seeing, it's not that we are gifted of all these powers. No. Swamiji says very beautifully that a being who has a head and an eye has a head. So that means he has the possibility to manifest all these powers. So the end of this program, right after having darshan of the Parashakti, you will be manifesting this same external powers of the third eye by yourself, and you'll be doing it by you'll be manifesting for others. So stay tuned for till the end of this program, where you'll be experiencing the manifestation by yourself. So with this, I would like to conclude this segment of Dev Parashakti's Akashic reading, where you witness on how the powers of Paramashiva are being demonstrated. And with this, I would like to move ahead to the next segment on how you'll be learning on who is Dev Parashakti and what are the various qualities and all attributes. So, yes.
So sorry. Parashakti just gave a glimpse of how you're reducing the heat in your body. You're supposed to take gingery oil and make sure to apply it all over your body twice a week, every day without a fail, for the next 2.5 months, as well as to apply gingery oil on your hair especially. And if this can happen every 3 days, it will really reduce the heat in your body, and your hair line as well as the stress in the body will actually reduce, and you will see that the hair fall will not be exposed. Thank you.
So Utpal Thakkare has come back saying that was amazing, but thank you for your advice. It is not her advice here, it is Parmeshwar's very own advice to you. So how to make a healthy, long living. So with this, we'll be moving on to the next segment. I like to invite Ma Madhura to join us on telling us on who is Dev Parashakti and what are various qualities and attributes. So with this, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on this segment of Dev Parashakti, either through YouTube or other through various social media platforms. So with this, I'd like to conclude this segment with thank you. Goodbye.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Nityananda Paramashivam Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivam
Nityananda. Welcome back, dear viewers. So now let us enter into this next segment and understand who is Devi Saraswati. But first, let's see where we are in the world today and how.
Om Nityananda Paramashivam 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivam
Nityananda. Welcome back, dear viewers. Now let's enter into this next segment where we will be understanding who is Devi Saraswati. First, let us understand and see where we are in the world today, and with so much of suffering, destruction, and death all around us, what is the way forward? Let us understand what Hinduism has shown as a solution for all of this. As all of us know, the world is suffering with the ongoing pandemic for the past year. The number of cases of COVID-19 has been 5 people across the globe as of October 1st, 2021. And this includes 4.8 million deaths. And Healthline.com states that COVID-19 cases have risen.
She's reading the card.
.com has states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 people per day in the United States. And the average population increase per day is around 174.8 thousand people per day. So the rate of those getting infected is almost on average the rate of the population growth. And as of now, 0.002% of the population is getting infected by COVID-19.
And in status quo, the world population is to decline in 170 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. The total confirmed cases is 3% of the world population and is rising daily at all times. Vaccination not known to be a solution or available at any time for the world. And average death per day is 126,500 at 0.562% of the world.
And we need a solution that works across all national policies, as we've seen the COVID-19 pandemic affect literally every country across the globe in every continent. We need something that will be effective across all countries, across all national policies. We need a global solution to end this pandemic.
And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise. The window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing.
We've seen that even just the difference between 0.5 degrees and the difference of climate change could have drastic and dire effects on our everyday lives. And immediate precautionary methods have been taken, protecting ourselves with quarantine, following the local government guidance and guidelines, regulations. But unfortunately, it is our survival needs that have been affected, like food, clothes, shelter, and especially the less privileged, who we call poor, have been affected, for whom resources are not immediately available. It's very dire right now. The government, isolation, loss of income, and fear are triggering mental health conditions and exacerbating it, or existing ones. Many people are suffering from depression and anxiety.
And what caused this? What is the karma that caused COVID-19? In a verse from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it says, Yata kari yata chari tata bhavati sadhu kari sadhu bhavati papa kari papi bhavati punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena.
As it does and as it acts. And it is our greed to make our life luxurious and comfortable that has caused so much of destruction. 80% of wild mammals have become extinct after the rise of human civilization. 80% of marine mammals, 50% of plant life, and 15% of fish have also faced extinction due to the rise of human civilization. We need to stop the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to humans alone.
And And we have forgotten that we share the world with others. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle, and let us stop torturing and killing animals and drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us.
This destructive meat-based lifestyle is a drain on natural resources. Just to produce 1 kg of beef, it requires 15,000 liters of water, in comparison to something plant-based, which requires less than 3,000 liters of water. This is a huge drain on our natural resources. Let us stop this karma. When you kill animals, when you keep livestock and kill animals, you not only disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of pain and suffering.
And what is a permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world, the primary principle of the universe is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharma. Non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
So let us stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. It is only the Hindu lifestyle, the lifestyle of apigraha, asteya, ahimsa, lifestyle of living with minimal things, non-stealing, and non-violence that can provide a permanent solution for this ongoing pralaya that will bring us out of this great cosmic deluge.
And every crisis that humanity has faced, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is the religion which has seen at least 5 complete wiping out of planet Earth and the wiping out of the civilization. And we have the knowledge, and we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization is wiped out and how we have rebuilt it.
So now let us look at some of the examples of the destruction of human civilization, which incarnations incarnated in order to provide. Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the Matsyavatara, and landed on planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedagamas, the whole thing, and restarted the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom is known as, has the emblem of fish.
And the other times was during the Ramayana and during the Mahabharata, and also when the Pralaya was happening and Mahadeva saved the city of Varanasi. And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, Bhriguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening, and they sing, Ha 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 ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha.
And the ultimate consciousness happens again and again and again as Acharya, as Guru, as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individuals from bondages through knowledge, liberate from bondages through initiation, through Shakti Pada, and Shakti Pada is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out in liberating from the karmas, altering, changing, and completing all of that through Leelas is incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna beautifully promises, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanar bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam shajami. Which means, whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the signs of eternal release. Dharma samstapanarthaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Sambhavami yuge yuge. And now that we have learned how incarnations happen time and again to save the world from destruction, from the pralaya, let us now see the form of Devi Parashakti that all of us are celebrating today on the 8th day of Navaratri. So we are celebrating the form of Devi Saraswati, which is one of the forms of Devi Parashakti. So let us look at more about this form of Devi Parashakti. So in the Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 11, verse 6, there is a verse. Vidya samasta Devi Veda Sriya samasta sakala jagatsu Tvaikaya puritam ma bhayaitat Kate stuti stavya para paroktihi. And the translation is, all lores are your aspects, O Devi. So are all women in the world, endowed with various attributes. By you alone, the mother, this world is filled. What praise can there be for you, who is the nature of primary and secondary expressions regarding objects worthy of praise?
Self-drive is the source of knowledge, and self-drive is a source of the knowledge a human being has. This means that Saraswati, knowledge is not the number of books you have read. Knowledge is not the number of concepts you know. Knowledge is the amount of self-drive that you have.
And giving the right context to the self-drive is only the job of Saraswati knowledge.
When there's right contact, self-drive never gets dried up. If it gets dried up, it is from the wrong context. It is the lower level pleasures. It is not self-drive.
And all the knowledge, the reason for all the knowledge, reason for all the books, reason for all the knowledge transmission mechanism is to give the right context for your self-drive, to give the right context for your self-drive.
Your self-drive is the greatest wealth you can have, which will never be lost, which will come with you for birth after birth after birth.
And in another verse, beautifully, Saraswati's glory is mentioned, and it says, Ya kundendu tusharahara davala, Ya shubra vastra vrita, Ya veena varadanda manditakara, Ya shveta padmasana, Ya brahmachyuta shankara prabhritivihi, Devai sada pujita, Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha. And the translation is, salutations to Devi Saraswati, who is pure, white like jasmine, with the coolness of moon, the brightness of snow, and shine like the garland of pearls, and who is covered with pure white garments, and whose hands are adorned with veena, a stringed musical instrument, and the boon-giving staff, and who is seated on pure white lotus, who is always adored by Lord Brahma, Lord Achyuta, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shankara, and other devas. O Goddess Saraswati, please protect me and remove my ignorance completely.
So now let us look at Lady Parashakti's Leelas, the divine plays from Devi Mahatma's story.
So finally, only two demons remain, the brothers Shumba and Nishumba. They are almost inseparable. And the Chandi calls Nishumba the younger brother who is dearer to Shumba than life itself. Shumba represents ego, and Nishumba is the sense of attachment, the tag-along sibling that accompanies him everywhere. Earlier, we spoke about the ego as a sense of separate selfhood.
What we call ego is a limiting function of consciousness that in Sanskrit is called ahankara, literally the eye maker. It is both a process of consciousness and the product of that process. Along with the sense of its own individuality, this eye making principle has the power of self appropriation that claims things as its own.
And here is where Nishimba comes in. The attachment he represents is called mamatva, literally minus. In a sense, it is the glue that holds our identity together. We consciously attach our sense of self to things that are not the self. We identify with our bodily characteristics such as sex, size, shape, and color.
We define ourselves by our likes and dislikes, by the people in our lives and the relationships to them, by our professions, leisure activities, religious or political affiliation, and countless other factors that combine in ways to make each one of us unique. We use our life's experiences, and what we do and what happens to us to shape and reshape our identity. And so our sense of self is constantly shifting.
And we go through life acquiring bodies, thinking that they will make our identity bigger and better. But in reality, we're merely adding to our limitations, attachments to fame, influence, wealth, and possessions, only to make our, and that only makes our burden of personal identity heavier. The more we are reined in by our defining attributes, the more we lose sight of our larger sense of self.
In the end, they are no more than worthless tokens of our separation from the infinite self. But how we hold on to them. When the Divine Mother finally slays Nishimba, we get a graphic image of the ferocity of struggle. Just when she has the demon cornered, he sprouts 10,000 arms with 10,000 grasping hands. This picture of ugly desperation illustrates just how desperate we are to not let go.
And in this century, most of us are running around to receive certificates from everyone. That's how we recognize who we are. The certificate decides our happiness, our sorrows, and going beyond these certificates, only shall we find our eternal bliss.
Most of the decisions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously. We take thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day. Whether it is thinking or talking or doing, it is done unconsciously without awareness.
And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think that we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma.
There is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karma. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of incarnation.
So somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. And if you're always stuck with this action result cycle, you will never be given a chance to taste the possibility. The taste of possibility can be given to you only when the divine intervention happens. Mahadeva, Paramashivam intervenes in your life in the form of the Guru. He assumes the form of the Guru just to liberate people from the karma chakra, and give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles and enlightenment.
Initiation means the ideas or knowledge. The gurus and incarnations happen to relieve us from karma. Initiation means the ideas or knowledge or the clicks that bring you out of these depressive thoughts, that bring you out of the influence of your karma.
So now let us see an introduction to who the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is, the one who is manifesting Devi Parashakti as the Nijavatar of Devi Parashakti. So the Kailasa and the Shyamala, the serving Peter's rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from ages. The chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashivam, who are the Guru Mahas and Nidhanams of Kailasa and the Shyamala serving Peter, are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
On the 27th of April 2012, Srila Shri Nityananda Shri Jnana Sambandadeshika Paramacharya Swamigal was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa Shyamala Pita Satyamurti, and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailasa Shyamala Pita Satyamurti, and has been reviving its original religious and linguistic epicenters to their original glory. Let us now watch a short video of the history of the Kailasa Shyamala Pita Satyamurti, Adi.
Temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the Cosmic Mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the Beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Sri Shri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Shaiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers. The changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
is the history of the Madurai Adinam, the Kailasa and the Shamla, the very kingdom of Meenakshi, Devi Meenakshi, and Bhagavan Paramashivam. The 292nd Pontiff of Madurai Adinam, Sri Arunagirinatha Jnanasambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swami, is the predecessor to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom of the Kailasa and the Vadashanta Shamla Pita Sarvasapita, the Madurai Adinam since 2012. The 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam had the divine vision of Bhagavan Paramashivam Devi Meenakshi, who instructed him to coronate the avatar as his successor, the 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam. In this video, you will see the historic record of the Madurai Adinam introducing the successor, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Maha Sannidhanam Bhagavan Paramashivam himself. And you can watch this video on YouTube at your convenience and see the full description of the 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam declaring the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as his successor.
And here you can see pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coordinated as the 293rd Jagat Guru Maha Sannidhanam of the Kailasa and the Shamla Pita.
And as the lawful successor of the Kailasa and the Shamla Pita, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been reviving all of the temples and monasteries under this enlightenment ecosystem.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvagya by his Guru Parampara at the age of 16 on the 24th of May 1994.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nityananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally at the age of 21 in 1990.
And Swamiji, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa at the age of 24 on the 4th of November 2002.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Chipura Sarvajnapeetham at the age of 26 in 2004.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Saranga Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage at the age of 36 on 31st of December 2004.
And at the age of 29, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism became the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvajnapeetham in 2007.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coordinated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvajnapeetham at the age of 30 in 2008.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was officially coronated as the Mahamandalesha of the Supreme Spiritual Head of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order, the youngest Mahamandalesha at the age of 35. It was in 2013.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwara of the Atal Akada, the oldest monastic order of Hinduism at the age of 35 in 2013 by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwara Sukadevananda, the then incumbent spiritual head of the Atal Akada. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Maha Sannidhanam of Tanjavur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014. And The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam Thiruvaru Radhinam at the age of 36 in 2014. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the age 36 and also coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam Vedaranyamadivam at the age of 36 in 2014. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam Dharmamukti Swargapunamadinam at the age of 37 in 2015. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Adi Pita Koldamata at the age of 37 in 2015. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders, Hindu pontiffs at the age of 36 in 2016. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world, and is read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in Hinduism.
And Kailasa is the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with us via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and all the social media platforms to ensure that you are constantly staying connected and in the high space with this beautiful digital enlightenment ecosystem.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has worked for 26 years relentlessly and contributed various things to the world and various humanitarian services to the world and initiatives. And these initiatives include free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution, and peace initiatives, and also sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, including English, Tamil, Sanskrit, which have all been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And here you can see just a few of them in English and French, which are freely available online to download and enjoy. Here's some more in Tamil and Spanish again, all freely available for everyone to enjoy.
And over 20 million copies of books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded by millions around the world. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Pali scriptures, and over 20 million digital books.
Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has delivered over 10,000 hours of discourses and has over 1 billion views on social media.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, Jain Sutras, and much more.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader. And most recently, the California State Senate has recognized Kailasa and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for all of their contributions to humanity and has declared January 3rd as Nithyananda Day in California to recognize the immense contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins Mind, Body, Spirit magazine.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and the Nityananda Order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora worldwide who are working for global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the founder and reviver of over 170 pitas around the world.
And the late Mahant Narendra Giriji Maharaj, the president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, the Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad, the group of 13 akhadas and over 2 crore sadhus monks in India, welcomed the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Paramashivam, and declared that one day the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasanidanam, Bhagavan Paramashivam Swamiji, is going to be called as the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the whole world, and he is going to be the spiritual guide for the world, and peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of the energy of Swamiji. In reality, Swamiji is the youngest. Swamiji is the Svarupa, the form of Bhagavan, God himself. And we are offering our prayers, not just to Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas in his childhood, and has merged into God, and as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of
And Sri Shanti Veera Mahaswamiji, who is the head of the Palda Mata, the oldest recorded mata in Karnataka dating back to more than 6,500 years ago, declares with his authority, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar, the divine himself, does austerities, tapas, for their upliftment. And Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyananda Ji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyananda Ji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. So this is what is told by Sri Shanti Veera Mahaswamiji, who is the head of the Palda Mata in Karnataka. And just like this, various heads and mahants of various akhadas and mats have spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and recognized the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as a divine being and as an incarnation. So now, let us go to the next segment of this program, where all of us will be learning about the happening of Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam as the Guru.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, happening as Guru. So as Paramashiva gave the signs of enlightenment to Devi, and Devi brought to planet Earth in Kanchipuram. The strands of DNA, the components of DNA is kept together through sound. What kind of a sound is used to bind your consciousness and DNA strands together? That decides what kind of a powers you are going to manifest and what kind of a life you are going to have in your body. The DNA strand and your consciousness is kept together through sound. The different DNA strands kept together through water. DNA strands and consciousness is kept together through sound. And that kind of the sound you use regularly inside, and that kind of the sound you store inside matters, because through that sound your consciousness connects with the DNA and sends instruction, and DNA manifests in your life. There are 4 situations in your life where your consciousness is directly influencing your DNA. When you are hungry, when you are angry, when you are lusty, when you are about to fall asleep, too tired, just want to get lost, withdraw. These 4 situations, your consciousness directly influences the DNA. The door between the consciousness and the DNA is open. During these 4 situations, if you use these 4 situations, you can detox, remove all the unconscious ideas, words you stored inside you, and you can pull them out. Add Mahavakya, powerful sound, Mahavakya inside you. The good news is you can reprogram, replace the old sounds through which your consciousness and DNA strands are tied together, connected together. Whenever you feel hungry, angry, lusty, or sleepy, intensely reverberate your whole being with Mahavakya. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. With the decision, let my being, my consciousness manifest itself through my DNA using this Mahavakya as connection point. Anyone who decides to use Mahavakya to connect your consciousness and DNA will have the ultimate superconsciousness mutation. You will manifest health, you will manifest wealth, you will manifest beautiful relationships, you will manifest blissful life, you will manifest knowledge, you will manifest Paramashiva Jnana, the ultimate powerful cognitions, and Paramashiva Vijnana, the ultimate applied science of Paramashiva, and all the powers. When you are hungry, see how the consciousness is reacting over the DNA. When you are angry, see how the consciousness is reacting over your DNA. When you are lusty, see how consciousness is reacting over your DNA. When you are sleepy, see how consciousness is reacting over DNA. Swalpamappasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhavet. Swalpamappasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhavet. Even if you practice very little, huge problems will be destroyed. It's a science from Bhagavad Gita. Now, let's watch a small video clip from the Power of Sound.
and he is shouting, tiger is chasing me, save me, save me. If you give him a weapon from the waking state, you see he is dreaming and he is shouting in the dream, means he is shouting in the sleep, tiger is chasing me, save me, save me. You are sleeping in the next room, suddenly you bring a weapon and give him. Will it be of any help? No. All you need to do, save him from that suffering, is just tell him, hey, wake up. That's all. Nothing else is needed. Nothing else can help. All you need to do is wake up. Tell him to wake up. No other technique will help. No other method can help. How the waking up happens? The attention, instead of being on the scene, when it turns towards the seer, he wakes up. This understanding about the avastatraya, these three states of consciousness, I can say three states of mind. We can't use the word consciousness because consciousness has no states. It's beyond. Only in the Western psychology they use the word unconscious, subconscious, and conscious and superconscious. Conscious is always super. It's beyond super. It cannot be. Maybe you can use the word for mind. If your understanding will happen automatically. Understand? Only a person who has crossed all these three before leaving the body is enlightened. There are very few rare souls who leave the body after exhausting all these three, but even after that they descend. They assume a body. They are called incarnations, avatara. Understand? Based on the state in which you stayed most of your time, that is the state will automatically erupt when you are leaving the body. If you stayed most of your time in the waking, clear state, if that was the strongest experience of your life, that was the essence of your life, you will see when you leave the body, only that will come up. If dream state is the state you spent most of your time, or you feel that is the essence of your life, that will come up if you leave, when you leave the body. If deep sleep state was the real experience you enjoyed, most of your life you spent only in that state, then naturally when you were about to die, you will fall into coma. Understand? Based on the person's death, we can say how he lived. If a person can leave the body consciously, he lived consciously. The majority of his life was conscious, means in the waking state. Understand? All the time you are able to move your body and mind as you want, do not think you are waking state. No. Many times you will be driving, but you do not know in which road you are driving. Only when you reach your office and park the car, suddenly you remember last 30 minutes you drove. At least 200 decisions you would have made to drive, right, left, stopping in the red signal. 200 decisions you have made without being aware you are driving. You are doing something. So all the moments in which you are able to move your hands or leg as you want does not mean you are in waking state. Second, the dream state. If you lived most of your time in the dream state, means daydreaming and night dreaming. If your body is moving as you want, but your mind is also moving as it wants, the accounts will go only to dream state. That hours cannot be considered as a waking state. The person who spent most of his time in dream state, you will see him talking, blabbering, uttering some illogical words before he dies. Not only that, he will fall into the dream state and leave the body. And the person who lived most of his time in the deep sleep state, potato couch we call, who did not do anything else except eating and seeing the TV. And this kind of people, they naturally land in coma before they leave the body, and leave the body unconsciously. Only a person who lived, understood and left all these three bodies, relaxed person who has become enlightened, again that is what we call avatar, incarnations. Person who died with the waking body, he enters. Of course, if you are died in waking body or dream body or deep sleep body, naturally you will take birth immediately. The next body, you will start searching and entering into the next body. Person who died in the waking state, with the waking mood, he will enter into the body, he will enter into the world with another one body, which is created in a normal way, with a physical relationship, with a physical intercourse, with the ordinary sex. He will catch that kind of body and land. And the next, the person who left the body in the dream state, he will select the body which is created by the tantric intercourse, means the meditative parents. Even though there was a physical relationship, there was a lot of meditativeness into that. Both of them were real seekers, spiritual persons. In that kind of womb he will enter. A person who left the body with a deep sleep state, in the deep sleep state, he will naturally enter into animalistic, means completely the move or the thinking, physical and mental movements are unaware. Animalistic means it may not be four-legged animal, even two-legged animal it can be. It can be even human animals, means who have the human body, but the Pratyagatma Chaitanya, the individual consciousness awakening has not happened. He will choose that kind of parents and land in that kind of body. Person who has left the body after disconnecting, unclutching from all the four sarira, the enlightened beings, if they land in the body, they will land in the immaculate conceptions. They will take up a body, they will land in a body which is created not by any intercourse or any physical relationship. Understand? Looks very illogical. Kundi experimented with this and gave birth to Karna. Kundi did not carry Karna 9 months. And all other 5 kids, all Panchapandavas and Karna, all the 6 have been given birth by Kundi in this way, in the way of immaculate conception, means created without any physical relationship. The science was alive, science existed, there is a possibility, and even though logically it is very difficult to understand or relate with, the science existed. Even now, the incarnations, people who are left after enlightenment, left the body after enlightenment, they land this kind of sariras. They understand all these 3 layers, understand all these 3 shariras, and look into it. The moment you understand, your whole attention will turn towards the seer. It will neither be in the knowing, nor be in the breath, nor be in the form. If your intelligence is based on constantly knowing, you will be dead. That is why the intellectual philosophers are so impractical. Because most of your energy will be centered, most of your energy will be mined in the Karana Sarira, means the Sushupti, deep sleep state. That is why the more you become intellectual, a greater philosopher you become, the connection with the reality is disconnected. You become
Now, we'll see what are all the ways that we all can participate in this grand Navaratri celebration. Devi Parashakti manifested herself in various forms. We celebrated Rajarajeshwari, Devi Meenakshi, Devi Kamakshi, Annapurneshwari, Devi Vishalakshi, Shaina Tirukkolam, Devi Mahalakshmi, Devi Durga. Today we are celebrating Devi Mahasaraswati. So there are various offerings that are already celebrated, and the various offerings that you can do as Ussava Ambal Alankara Seva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva, Ussava Ambal Vishesha Shodasopachara Puja, Chandi Homa, Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahuti, Dasha Bhairava Puja, Kumari Puja, Suvasini Puja, Durga Pratima Pratishtapana, and Durga Saptami Puja, Durga Saptami, Ashtami, Navami Puja, and Devi Mahatyam Parayanam, Durga Navami Puja, Ayudha Puja, Mahanaivedya Seva on Vijayadashami, Pada Puja on Vijayadashami, Tulabharam on Vijayadashami, Ussava Venkateshwara. We're also celebrating the Bhagavan Venkateshwara Brahmosvam, Ussava Alankara Venkateshwara Seva, Ussava Venkateshwara Nava Kalasha Abhishekam. So the Alankara Seva, the Alankara means decoration, and also that which causes the deep sense of fulfillment. Alamkara, Alamkaroti iti Alankara. So Ussava Ambal Devi Alankara Seva, which happens every day on these all 9 days. Every day the Ussava Murti of Parashakti is decorated in her various different manifestations. Offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of Parashakti bestows the deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. The Ussava Ambal Alankara Seva, the cost is $508. Then the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva. Every day, the Sachala Murti of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Garbha Mandir of the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam is decorated in the various manifestations of Parashakti. Offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism bestows the deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva, the cost is $508.
And the next Seva is the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja. The Utsava Murti of Devi Parashakti is decorated in her various manifestations.
and is worshipped with 16 offerings that are favorite to Devi Parashakti. As a part of this, a special Samputita Archana will be offered with the 108 names of her manifestations describing her divine qualities. Samputita Karana is unique to the Shakta Sampradaya where two mantras are merged together to offer worship. A select verse from the Devi Mahatmyam will be merged with the 108 names and the Archana is done. So you can offer the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja to Devi Parashakti and the cost is $1,008.
The next is the Chandi Homa, Vishesha Dravya Homa, and Purnahuti. Chanting Sanskrit mantras brings out the latent powers that exist within us. Sanskrit mantras, when chanted by power manifestators, Vijas are those who are reborn from the Shaktipata of Paramashiva. They manifest intense life positive blessings, literally clearing the air of any fire ritual. We have to have the cosmic permission to invoke Chandika Parameshwari in the Agni and worship her. While chanting the Devi Mahatyam, the fire ritual demands the Japam or chanting of the Devi Mahatyam to be repeated 10 times to bring cosmic allowance to invoke Chandi Devi in the Agni. In order to do oblations, the Chandi Agni for the 700 verses of Devi Mahatyam, the repetition of chanting of 700 verses should happen 10 times. This is what is known as the Shamsa. It is a powerful way to consecrate the very Vatavarana, the spiritual ecosystem of the Yajnashala of the place of fire worship. The group will be chanting 10 times repetition of Devi Mahatyam in the Yajnashala before the sacred water pot within which Chandika Parameshwari is invoked. The veneration can bring life positive effects to anyone who hears these sacred shlokas.
The Savarnas, the surrounding energies, the Devatas or Shaletis of the Chandika Parameshwari, are invoked in the numerous water pots surrounding the Pradhana main Kalasha of Chandika Parameshwari. The Yagashala is described in the scriptures to be a 9x9 grid format, which has the Pradhana Kalasha as the central square of the mandala grid. The Toranam represents the 4 Vedas protecting the Yagashala for negative energies to be warded off. The 4 Vedas are the most life-positive vibrations that create protective environment. Each Veda is involved in a firewall. The Toranam is a garland of leaves from select trees prescribed by the Agamas. The occurrence of banyan, people, atti, and purasu in the scripture is always associated with auspiciousness. So you can offer the Chandi Homa, the Vishesha Dravya Homa, and the Purnahuti. And you can sign up for these offerings on the website. The cost for this is $5,008.
These trees grow in a particular environment. That ecosystems is not just including physical features of soil type and animal habitation, but also the very spiritual energies that exist in that particular environment. These 4 trees create an extremely spiritual and peaceful canopy to the beings who live under them. The leaves from these spiritual charged faces can hold positive thought currents that powerfully repel negative energies. When enhanced with the Veda mantras, they further energized in the Yajnashala. The Vishesha Dravya Homam is offering of all the Sattvika Guna foods into the Agni Kunda. The gods of Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Ananta are invoked within the Agni Kunda. The Agni Kunda top is said to be the very mouth of the gods, while the pit below is the stomach of the gods. In the Vishesha Dravya Homa, various fruits, cooked rice, the coconut is offered as it represents the head of the Devata. Finally, the Annam is adorned with the clothing and flower garlands and is worshipped as the embodiment of the Devata. The Purnahuti Homa select offerings of turmeric, kumkum, and favorite dry fruits of Devi, such as the almonds, raisins, cashew, etc., are offered into the Chandi Agni. Right before the final offerings of Purnahuti, which includes a sari, silver mangalyam, silver coins, and flower garland for Chandika Devi. The Mangalya Sutra is the auspicious thread that is tied when a woman marries. This thread as a medallion that symbolizes the chastity and elevates the woman as a goddess, a literal embodiment of Parashakti herself. This is the offering of silver, the highest metal that can hold and radiate energy. It is one of the rarest offerings made into the Chandi Agni when the metal itself is consumed by the Agni and given to the cosmic energy directly. Offering of the Chandi Homa, Vishesha Dravya Homa, and the Purnahuti. The offering is 5,008 US dollars. So, what are the benefits of offering this Chandi Homa?
In the Devi Mahatmyam, the various benefits of offering the Chandi Homa is, and Devi Parashakti, the various boons she bestows upon the devotees who offer Chandi Homa is described in the Devi Mahatmyam. In the 12th chapter, which extols the merits of Devi Mahatmyam, it is said that the devotee is bestowed with the boons of removal of all problems, avoiding all untoward happenings in life, avoiding bad happenings, poverty, separation from beloved ones, removal of fear from enemies, robbers and kings, weapons, fire and flood, save from all epidemic calamities and natural calamities. And Devi further says, without doubt, all troubles will be removed by Devi if this Homa is done during Navaratri. The participant will be blessed with riches, grains, and children, and one becomes fearless with the offering of this Chandi Homa.
The ill effects of bad dreams and negative influences of planets are removed. According to the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 16, planets turn favorable and results of good dreams manifest. Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 17, completion manifest in between human beings. Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 18, the presence of all evil spirits are driven away. Chapter 12, verse 20, all the world pleasures that are sought manifest, and also the supreme union with the cosmic mother happens. One becomes Siddha, the enlightened. Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 20.
And further, the 20th verse of chapter 12 describes Devi's grace bestows the benefits described as further in these verses. It says, Devi bestows the grace for perfect health to manifest, for all sins to be removed, for fear of the enemies to be removed, and one is even saved from the dangers of being alone in the forest, surrounded by forest fire, surrounded by robbers in a desolate spot while captured by enemies. And one is also saved from the dangers and protected by Devi when chased by a lion or tiger, when chased by wild elephants in the forest, when one is the target of the order of a wrathful king, when one is sentenced to death, when one is imprisoned, when one is tossed about in the boat by a tempest in the ocean, when one is in the most terrible of battle under the shower of weapons, and at all dreadful troubles, the devotee is protected and bestowed boons and blessings by Devi Parashakti herself, as extolled in the Devi Mahatmya.
The next offering is, so after hearing all these, the benefits, to avail these benefits, please go ahead and offer the Chandi Homa. Today is the last day for the Chandi Homa offering for this Navaratri celebration. The next is the Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam and Snapana Abhishekam. This is a very special offering where, as per the Shakta Agamas, 11 types of dravyams of Abhishekam items such as rice flour, turmeric powder, Jaladravya powder, Panchamritam, milk, curd, ghee, honey, sugarcane juice, fruit juice, tender coconut water, and Gandha Jalam will be offered to the Moolavar Rajarajeshwari in the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam. Finally, the energized waters of the Chandi Homa, Kalashas, and the Shanka, the conch, which have been consecrated during the entire day by various powerful mantras and rituals, are offered unto the deity of Devi Rajarajeshwari. The rarest of rituals, so offering of the Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam, the cost is $1,008 US. The next Seva offering is Kumari Puja, Dasha Bhairava Puja, and Suvasini Puja. All the 9 days, this Seva is available. Rarest of rituals when Devi Parashakti is invoked in living persons and worshipped. Through the initiation and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the 9 forms of Devi manifest in the women and kids present for the puja and accept our offerings and worship. Hinduism is a religion where everything is auspicious and is an embodiment of Parashakti. When one witnesses the worship of a physical body which is radiating Parashakti, the highest auspicious thought currents that occur in that person will be mirrored in our brain as well. A heightened feeling of connection to Parashakti will manifest when we see her in a physical form receiving our worship Parashakti. The Kumari Puja is the children are the pure manifestations of Parashakti with an innocent powerfulness through which the divine can be glimpsed. Parashakti's own extensions are Kumaris. The Dashabhairava Puja is this puja is offered to young boys who are blessed by and initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to radiate powerful manifestations of Parashakti of Dashabhairavas. And the Suvasini Puja is the married women who are initiates of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, sit as the forms of Parashakti. This unique revival of worship is one of the rarest where Parashakti is actualized and is embodied and represents as actual physical body of Suvasini. As Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, women are an embodiment of Parashakti. Here is a unique ritual in Hinduism recreating the same sacred sentiment Sri Ramakrishna had when he offered the Jadadhatri Puja to Sri Sharada Devi. The Kumari Puja, Dashabhairava Puja, Suvasini Puja, if you would like to offer, the cost is $1,008 US.
And the next offering, I think we can go to the next slide now. So the next offering that we can offer today on this day of Navami is the Durga Puja Arati, which is offered on Saptami, Ashtami, and Navami. And the offering of the Deeparadhana is the offering of flames in the various towered lamps. The Gopura Arati is numbered, representing the 108 different nadis or energy centers in one's body. The Jyoti or lamp has the unique ability to dispel darkness. And when we light these towered lamps and offer them to our beloved deities, the lamps awaken and align our energy centers to receive the darshan of the deities. The upliftment of our energies and senses through the combination of lit lamps and the rhythmic ragas of Nadaswaram and Tawil take us to a surreal experience of deities' darshan and transports us to the authentic experience of Kailasa's ambience. So you can register for this offering of the Durga Puja Arati And the cost of this offering is $1,008.
Devi Mahatyam Parayanam. Devi Mahatyam, literal meaning is glory of the goddess, also known as the Durga Saptashashi. Chandi or Chandi Pada describe the victory of the goddess Durga over the evil forces such as Madhukaitap, Mahishasura, Dhumralochana, Chandamunda, Raktabija, Shumba Nishumba. Devi Mahatyam is the very rare definition of the nature of Divine Mother. She is the Mula Prakriti, the root nature of all that manifests. She is the force that drives everything in the universe. Devi Mahatyam is also significant in that it regards various forms of Devi, ranging from the fearsome and dangerous Kali to the benign and gentle Shri. As fundamentally unified, the 10 priests will be chanting the Devi Mahatyam, which makes it a total of 7,000 verses every day. The scriptural reference for this is Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayeti Samstita Namastaste Namaha. The first sloka gives respect to the Vishnu Maya. O Devi, you are existing in the form of energy in all. I bow down to you. I bow down to you. I bow down to you. The Devi Mahatya Parayanam, the cost is $508. The next is offering of Durga Ashtami Puja. The ritual is a recreation of the cosmological event when Devi Durga slayed the demon Mahishasura. The event when mass negativity was removed by Devi on the time transition between Saptami and Ashtami. This is the Sandhi. At this time, the grand puja is offered to Durga Devi along with Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, and Subramanya. This offering is $1,008.
And the Ashtami Kumari Puja is a ritual that's done before Devi Durga when a young girl is decorated and worshipped as the embodiment of and representation of Devi Durga herself. This is one of the rarest pujas when the Cosmic Mother comes in the form of a young girl child to accept our worship and devotion. This is one of the sweetest and most beautiful rituals to witness, especially after the powerful Sandhi Puja. The ferocious energy of Durga Devi is pacified as she appears as a young child accepting our prayers and worship. The same gratitude and reverence all of the gods had for Devi for removing Mahishasura is remembered as the puja is offered to Devi as Devi in the form of the young child.
The next offering is, sorry.
Go ahead, ma.
So the Ashtami Kumari Puja is $508. The Sarva Swarupe Sarveshe Sarva Shakti Samanvite. O Queen of all, you who exists in the form of all and possesses every night, save us from terror, O Devi. Salutations to you, Devi Durga. Devi Mahatyam, chapter 11, verse 24. The next is the Durga Navami Sandhi Puja and Navami Homam. This ritual is the recreation of the battle and victory of Durga Devi over the demons Chanda and Munda. The event when mass negativity was removed by Devi on the time transition between Ashtami and Navami. This is the Sandhi. At this time, a grand puja is offered to Durga Devi along with the Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, and Subramanya. When these cosmological events are recreated at the same time in history, the stars and celestial bodies are in the same position as they were years ago. The same possibilities of events happen. The same mass negativity will be attended to by the Cosmic Mother. These rituals are the times when the same energies of the cosmos manifest as a divine clairvoyance and clear the mass negativity from the planet. Navami Homam is a unique fire ritual done before the Durga Devi Pratima, chanting a unique mantra for Durga Devi, who is invoked in the form of Agni. The cost of offering this Durga Navami Sandhi Puja and Navami Home is $1,008 US. The next is Ayudha Puja.
And on the auspicious day of Navami or the 9th day of Navaratri, a special puja is done for all the tools, vehicles, and books. This is known as Ayudha Puja and is done in every Hindu home. All the tools are washed and kept in an altar. All the cars and vehicles are also washed and fresh sandalwood paste is applied on them and puja is offered. Special naivedyams and sweets are prepared for the occasion. This day, Paramashakti, who is present in all the tools and vehicles that help our lives become smooth and efficient. It is a day of rejuvenation when all homes are cleared and all the corners of the home and all the doors are refreshed with fresh incense and sandalwood paste. And the Ayudha Puja can be offered to Devi Parashakti. During this Navaratri, the Ayudha Puja is offered for all the tools and vehicles that make our life smooth and that we use every day. So you can offer the Ayudha Puja on this day of Mahanavami. And the cost for this is $508 US.
The next is Utsava Rajarajeshwari Swarnangi Alankara Seva. Swarnangi Seva is the offering of the golden armor to the deity of Devi Rajarajeshwari. It is a magnificent armor that covers the deity and allows one to have the darshan of the deity in her grand glory. The golden kavacham is an offering of our love and gratitude to the deity of Rajarajeshwari here in Kailasa's Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam. The offering of this seva of Devi Rajarajeshwari Swarnangi Alankara Seva is $508 US. The next offering is Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijaya Dashami.
And on the auspicious occasion of Vijaya Dashami, the Annalayas of Adi Kailasa and the devotees of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya offer the Maha Naivedya Seva to our beloved, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Paramashivam Paramashivam. And this grand offering is an offering of 1,008 varieties of food. The celebration is an offering of our deep love and gratitude to our beloved Swamiji. We celebrate this Maha Naivedya Seva only 4 times a year. On the day of victories, the Maha Naivedya Seva is one of the choicest offerings one can make, celebrating Bhagavan's presence in one's life. So you can sign up for the Maha Naivedya Seva on the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashami on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The cost of this seva is $1,008 US.
The great opportunity is the Pada Puja to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on Vijayadashami day. Soshanam Papa Pankajasya Deepanam Jnana Tejasam Guru Padodakam Samyak Samsaradnavatarakam. The water of the Guru's feet dries up the mud of sins, lights the fire of knowledge, and causes one to cross the ocean of worldly material life of Maya in the right way. The offering of the Pada Puja to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on Vijayadashami day, the cost is $1,008 US.
And the next offering on this auspicious Navaratri and Dasara celebrations, on the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashami, you can offer the Tulabharam. Tulabharam is the ritual where material donations are made to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, against the weight of his deity. The scriptures describe various items that can be offered from jaggery to sugar to silver and gold. Tula means scale, and it is the scale where donations are made against the weight of Swamiji's statement. So Tula Bharam is the ritual where the various sacred offerings are made against the weight of the deity.
The next is Venkateshwara Ussavamurti Alankara Seva. Offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of Venkateshwara bestows deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. Every day, Ussavamurti of Venkateshwara is dressed and decked in his various manifestations, gracing on these various vahanas or vehicles. Venkateshwara is the Alankara Priya, the one who loves to be decorated with the finest clothing and jewelry, offering the most favorite treasures in the form of clothing, jewelry, flower garlands, pleases Venkateshwara. The Alankara Seva is $508. The scriptural reference for this is from the Narayana Suktam. This universe is eternal being Narayana, the imperishable, the supreme, the goal, multi-headed and multi-eyed, omnipresent and omniscient, the resplendent, the source of delight for the whole universe. The Ussava Venkateshwara Navakalasha Abhishekam, the next offering. Every day afternoon, the Srivari Venkateshwara Brahmosam, the Lord of the Seven Hills, Venkateshwara Ussavam, is offered a cooling Abhishekam or sacred bath offering of a unique ingredient, which are all a favorite of Venkateshwara. The Abhishekam is done with the milk, curd, ghee, honey, fruit juices, coconut water, Chandana Jalam, Siddha Jalam, Haridra Jalam. This seva is a unique offering to please the Venkateshwara. When we offer this seva, we get the grace and blessings of Venkateshwara for healthy and prosperous relationship, health and well-being, abundance in wealth, and purification from karmic baggage. The offering of this Ussava Venkateshwara Navakalasa Abhishekam cost is $508.
So you can register for all of these rituals and sevas on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And on this website, you can also find out more about each of the Navaratri sevas and the Venkateshwara Brahmotsam sevas, where we are celebrating Devi Parashakti during these 9 nights of celebration of Navaratri and Vijayadashmi, and we are also celebrating Venkateshwara Brahmotsam, celebrating Bhagavan Venkateshwara. So you can see here on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you can click on the Learn More button on this website and find out more about the various sevas and offerings during Navaratri. And you can also click on the link for Venkateshwara Brahmotsam and register for the various offerings for Bhagavan Venkateshwara during this auspicious celebration. And for Navaratri, each of the 9 nights of celebration, the various rituals being offered on each day is detailed on the website. So you can visit the links, the various sevas detailed for each day on Navami, which is today, the Saraswati Utsava Ambal Alankara Seva, the Swamiji Alankara Seva, the Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja, and the Chandi Homa with the Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahuti. All of these various sevas are offered every day of the 9 days of Navaratri. And the Dashabhairava Puja, Kumari Puja, Suvasini Puja, and the Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam also happen every day. And today, on the auspicious occasion of Mahanavami, the Ayudha Puja is offered, and the Durga Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja is also offered. The Durga Navami Puja Aarti and the Durga Navami Puja is also offered on this auspicious occasion of Mahanavami. And on the 10th day of celebrations of Vijayadashami, we have the Utsava Rajarajeshwari Swarna Angi Alankara Seva and the Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami, where we offer the 1008 offerings of food, the sacred food offerings to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. So the Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami is also one of the special offerings of Vijayadashami. And you can register for the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on Vijayadashami and the Tula Bharam on the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashami. And if you're wanting to celebrate with Bhagavan Venkateshwara during this Venkateshwara Brahmotsam, you can also visit the website for Venkateshwara Brahmotsam, where you can make the offerings of Venkateshwara Navakalasha Abhishekam and the Venkateshwara Alankara Seva. So all of these various offerings are detailed on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you can sign up for these various offerings of your choice and offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti and Bhagavan Venkateshwara as we celebrate their presence on this auspicious celebrations of Dasara. And we can witness and have the himself and the sacred rituals happening from the Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Sarvajna Pita, the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya, where the third eye awakened beings are initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism offer these various sacred rituals. They perform these sacred rituals with the highest integrity and authenticity to the agamic injunctions, and when performed with the highest integrity and authenticity in the sacred space of Adi Kailasa, where all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa are gracing us with their presence, being consecrated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, the Nija Avatar of Devi Parashakti and all of the gods and goddesses. During this sacred time, these sacred rituals are performed in the most intense, integrated and authentic manner, and the benefits are multifold. So you can witness these sacred rituals, which will be streamed live from the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya in just a few minutes from now. So let us get ready to witness these sacred rituals and be blessed with the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti, Devi Durga, Saraswati, Mahalakshmi, Ganesha, Subramanya, all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, Bhagavan Venkateshwara during the Venkateshwara Brahmotsam, and our beloved Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. during this grand celebration. So now let us get ready for this divine celebrations. Let's chant the Mahavakya and prepare ourselves to receive the darshan, blessings, and grace of the divine. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.